did not cheat when Alex Carey stumped Johnny Bairstow after a Cameron Green bouncer on the unforgettable final day at Lord's. But they did do something almost as pivotal to the outcome of this Ashes series. They made Ben Stokes angry. That change in Stokes' mood turned a likely huge margin of victory at Lord's into an uncomfortably close run thing for the Australians. It has lit the fire underneath this series. Even though the 2-0 margin is historically an almost insurmountable one. The ugly scenes in the Lord's long room at lunch, as MCC members abused the Australians and were alleged to have physically jostled with some, were a reminder of the deep feeling that exists in Ashes contests beneath the reserved exterior of the home of cricket. But it was Stokes' reaction that matters more. Only once in all Ashes series, when Don Bradman led Australia at home in 1936-37, has that deficit been reeled in and overtaken. But in Stokes, England have a leader and player who, as shown here, will always think himself capable of the impossible. From the moment a nonplussed Bairstow remonstrated with the Australians after an alert Carey had underarmed the stumps down, Stokes turned a fighting captain's innings into a breathtaking reprise of his 2019 Headingley epic. Carey's action, immediately after taking a Cameron Green bouncer, was considered legitimate by former players on both sides. But it riled Bairstow, Stokes and the next batter Stuart Broad, getting the England captain's blood up. At that stage, England were still 178 runs away from their target, with Stokes on 62 from 126 balls. By the time he was finally dismissed, miscuing Josh Hazlewood to Carey, Stokes had added another 93 runs from 88 balls and hit 9 blistering sixes. So ended a brutal test match, defined as much by the liberal use of the short ball as the exhilarating and memorable cricket played by Stokes, Steve Smith, Ben Duckett, Mitchell Starc and, on one leg, Nathan Lyon. Losing the toss, having the worst of the conditions and lacking Lyon, this was a draining victory for Australia. More than 50 times a batter was hit on the body on a surface where batting was easier when the ball was pitched up. There will be mental scars as well as physical ones from this one. Not least because of the memories it raised from 4 years ago. The Headingley echoes were not only there for Stokes. Australia's composure in the circumstances was at times non-existent. Something both surprising and disappointing for those who had watched the team closely over the past 2 years. Cummins, who had led expertly to that point, seemed caught behind Stokes in terms of his thinking. Offering singles on the boundary and unable to get Broad on strike for more than a few balls at a time. When they did, the ball was almost always pitched short. Even though deliveries targeting pads and stumps have so often been Broad's downfall. A day 5 pitch also offered the possibility of some variation for spin. But with Nathan Lyon out of calculations due to his calf tear, Cummins declined to try the spin of Travis Head. Calmness was also lacking at the most critical moment of all. Stokes miscued Josh Hazlewood in the first over after lunch, but watched as the swirling chance was dropped by the usually safe Steve Smith behind square on the leg side. Carey, who had previously missed nothing all game, also spilt a difficult chance down the leg side. Perhaps this was because of the memories of 2019. Perhaps the febrile mood of the crowd at Lord's after they sided unsurprisingly with Bairstow rather than Carey. In the end, Stokes was coaxed into trying to hit to the longer side, skying Hazlewood and bowing his head in disappointment. Numerous Australians, after angry scenes before lunch, went up to commiserate. From there the end was inevitable. though Anderson caused more memories of past Ashes contests when his glove of Hazelwood behind was shown to have taken place when he was not holding the bat, somewhere Michael Kasparovich winced. Stark was left to finish the match, firing in a Yorker that uprooted the leg stump of Josh Tongue with 43 runs to spare. It was the same set of stumps that had been rattled by Carey. In a moment of cricket alertness that also roused Stokes to fresh heights.